Hey everyone and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw Raditz from Dragon Ball Z. Let's get started in the center of our page with the eyes. So I'm going to move over to the left side and draw the lower part of the eyebrow. So we start on the outside, we're going to draw an angled line coming down and then in. Let's leave a small gap in the center and do the same thing on the right. So we line up the inside, angle up and out towards the right. Now from the ends I want to draw a short angled line coming down towards the corner of the eyebrow. Now let's work our way around the top of the eyebrow. Starting from the end here, we're going to go up in an angle. Now we're going to come down right towards the inside. Let's do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to go in and fill the eyebrows in black. Now on the inside of the eyebrow, we're going to turn in the frown line. Starting on the left, we're going to curve in and pull that up. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to enhance the brow area by adding a curve just above each eyebrow. So from this point, we're going to step up, curve up, and then out. Now we're going to go in and tuck the eyes in underneath the eyebrows. So starting from this top corner here, we're going to curve out and then back in. On the inside of the eyebrow, we're going to draw two angled lines coming out, just two short lines. Now let's connect the outside to the inside with a slight curve going up in the middle. On the inside of each eye, we're going to draw two small half circles for the pupil. Starting on the left, curve down towards the bottom and then back up. We're going to leave a little gap along the bottom here. We're going to do the same thing on the right. Now let's go in and color the pupils in black. Now we're going to add a little bit of shading just below each eye. So starting on the left, we're going to step down, just curve across and then in. In between the eyes, we're going to add the nose. So starting in the center, we're going to draw a straight line coming down towards the tip of the nose. Now from the bottom, we're going to angle up and out towards the left and then the right. Now let's connect the left side to the top of this line with a straight line. Let's continue working down with the mouth. So from left to right, we're going to draw a curve going up and then back down. We're going to curl up the edge of the mouth. Starting on the left, go out and then up. And then directly below the mouth, we're going to add a short curve going across for the lower lip. Now we're going to add the visor on top of the right eye. Starting just up here, we're going to angle down towards the bottom. We're going to go straight across over the eyebrow towards the outside. We're going to do the same thing on the bottom, going straight out. Now we're going to connect the top and bottom with a curve. So we're going to come down and then pull that in. Let's add the hinge of the visor on the side here. So we're just going to angle this downward. From the top, we're going to step down, draw a short angled line coming down and out. We'll step down, draw that same angled line. And we're going to connect the top and bottom with the line coming down. Let's add a little bit of detail to the inside. From the top corner, we're going to step down. We're going to angle up about halfway. Do the same thing with the bottom. And then we'll close it off. Now we're just going to fill this in black. Now we're going to move to the outside and draw on the side of the head. So in line with the tip of the eyebrow, we're going to step out, draw an angled line coming down, in towards the jaw about the same height as the mouth. We're going to do the same thing on the right side. So let's line this up. From the corner of the eyebrow, we're going to step out. We're going to come down and in behind that hinge. And continue down to the same height as we have on the left. From the jaw, we're going to do a hard turn coming in towards the chin. Now we're going to round out the chin. Starting on the left, we're going to come in below the mouth. Right about here, we're going to round this out. And then go back up towards the right side. Now we're going to move up and draw on the top of the hairline. Starting on the left, we're going to curve over the eyebrow, coming up and then in. Now we're going to hook this back, going out and down. Now from the end, I want to curve up and then back down in the center towards the widow's peak. So let's start on the left, we're gonna go up with a curve. Now we're pulling this inwards and then down toward the center. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the right side. Going up to the same height, curve out, and then down towards the right. Let's add the ear on the left side. From this point, I'm gonna curve up and out towards the left, round out the ear, and then pull that in towards the side of the head. Now we're gonna add the inside of the ear. From the top, we'll step down, curve in, and then down. On the right side, we're gonna add that ear cover. So I just wanna extend this line on the side of the head, going up to right about there. Now we're gonna curve down and out towards the edge of the ear cover. Now we're gonna come down and go in the opposite direction, curving up towards the right. Now let's connect these 2 points with a straight angled line. Now before we draw in the hair, we're gonna layer the body on top. So to the left of the chin, we're gonna curve out and then down towards the hip. Go to the right side and do the same thing. Now let's connect the bottom with a curve, coming down in the middle and back up on the right side. Now let's add in the belt. From this corner, we're gonna draw a bracket, going out and then back in. And then we'll connect the bottoms with another curve, coming down in the middle and back up on the right side. Let's add some detail to the body. So from the side of the body here, we're gonna step in, follow that same curve coming down towards the collar, do the same thing on the right side. Now we're gonna connect these 2 points with a slight curve coming down and back up. In the center, I'm gonna draw a short line going up for the chest. Now we're just gonna trim this out along the bottom. We're gonna step down, just curve underneath the collar and back up on the right side. Let's add the bottom edge of the chest. So we step down, curve up in the middle, down on the right side. We're gonna split this area in half with a straight line. Now let's add the center flap. On the left side, just underneath the chest, we're gonna curve out and then down towards the belt. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Now we're gonna add a couple lines across the center, from left to right, going across. Now we're going to continue the center flap in behind the belt. So in line with the left side, we're going to step down, draw a straight line coming down. On the right, just below the belt, come straight down with the same length. Now we're going to angle down and in, leaving a gap in the center. And then we're going to close off the bottom with a straight line. Let's go across here with some lines. Starting from the left, just go across, leaving an even spaced gap in between each line. Now let's draw on the side flaps. From the top corner out here, we're going to curve out and then down, making sure we go past the side edge of the belt. We're going to do the same thing on the right. Going out and then down. Now we're going to curve this back up underneath the outside of the belt. Going up and then in. Now let's add some angled lines in here. Starting on the left, on the outside we'll angle down and in. Again, leaving that even spaced gap all the way down. From here, we're going to tuck the legs in underneath these flaps. So we're going to leave a gap in the center. On the left side, we're going to curve out and then down towards the left heel. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to round out the bottom of the feet. From heel to toe, we're going to curve down and then back up. Do the same thing on the right. Now let's round out the top of the foot. Starting from the end, curve up. Now we're going to aim towards the heel. We're going to come down to right about here. We're going to curve in the opposite direction towards the inside of the leg. We're going to curve this up. Let's do the same thing on the right. Curving the top of the foot, and then coming down, aiming towards the heel. We'll curve in the opposite direction. Now we're going to add a thick sole along the bottom. So we're going to take this curve, step up. We're just going to duplicate that on both sides. And then we're going to add a toe cap. At the top curve of the foot, we're going to curve in and then down. Now let's add some more lines. We're going to add 2 lines on each side. We're going to step in, curve down, and once more. Now we're going to add the rope just on top of the foot. Starting at the top here on the left, we're going to curve around and in. We're going to follow that same curve going in towards the inside of the leg. Going down and then back up. Do the same thing on the right. From the top of the foot, we're going to draw in almost like a bracket. Curve over and down, and then back up. Let's add some rope lines. Starting on the left, we're just going to angle these out with a curve. Going across, step over, and work our way towards the inside of the leg. We'll do the same thing on the right. From the end of the rope, we're going to step in and just curve the outside of the leg, aiming towards the edge of the belt. We go up and just pull that in. Do the same thing on the right, going up and then in. Just above the rope, we're going to add the edge of the boot. Starting on the left, curve down, then up. We're going to step up and draw that same curve. Do the same thing on the right side. In between the flaps, we're going to add the edge of the shorts. So stepping down about halfway along this line, we're going to curve up and out on both sides. Now on the right side leg, we're going to add a strap. So again, stepping down, we're going to curve down, and then out, step down again, just draw that same curve. Now let's move up and draw on the arms. We're going to start with the large shoulder pads first. So from the outside edge of the chest, we're going to curve up and then out towards the left. Go up and out towards the right. Now we're going to pull this in behind the chin. Starting on the left, we're going to curve in, just in underneath. We're going to add a thin trim along the bottom edge of the shoulder pad. Starting from the outside, we'll step up. Just follow that same curve. Now let's add some more lines along the shoulder pad. Starting from the inside curve, we're going to step out, follow that same curve coming down, and again, leaving an even space gap all the way towards the outside. Now we're going to tuck the arms in underneath the shoulder pad. So starting at the bottom edge of the chest, we're going to curve out, and then down towards the wrist. Do the same thing on the right side. Now going back to left, we're going to start with the thumb. We do a small half circle going around. Now at the bottom of the thumb, I'm going to swirl around the thumb and go up. We step back down, curve out and up the second finger. Now the third finger is going to go all the way around underneath the shoulder pad. So curving out, and we're just going to pull that in. Let's do the same thing on the right side, starting with a small half circle. At the bottom of the thumb, we're going to swirl around and go up. Step down again, curve out the second finger, and then the third finger is going to go all the way around and then up underneath the shoulder pad. Now let's go back to the left side. From the tip of this thumb, we're going to curve up and then in towards the wrist. Now from that same point, we're going to curve out just above the knuckles, going across and then up. And then from the top of the thumb, we're going to curve across again, following that same curve to the outside of the arm. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Starting from the end of the thumb, we'll curve up and then in towards the wrist. From that same point, we're going to curve across above the knuckles to the outside of the hand. Go up to the wrist, we'll follow that same curve going out. Let's add that rope across the wrist. We're going to take this curve and just step up and just duplicate that on both sides. Now we're going to add the rope texture across the rope. Starting from the outside, we're just going to curve in, step over, and just repeat this all the way towards the inside. I'm going to take that and flip it over on the right side. Now let's draw on the edge of the glove just above the rope. So we're going to take that curve, step up, we'll repeat that again, and we do that twice. We'll do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to add a band across the right arm. Starting on the inside, we're going to curve up and then out, step down, and draw that same curve. Now that we've drawn in the body, we can go back and draw in the hair. So from that center widow's peak, we're going to step up and over towards the left. We're going to start with a center spike first, curving up and over towards the right, towards the tip. Now I'm going to taper this back down, so it gets thicker as we come down. Let's add the second set of spikes. So about halfway down this curve, we start with the left side. Curve up and out toward the left. We're gonna move over towards the right and do the same thing, curving out. Now let's curve that back in. We're gonna taper this line, coming in and then down. Now we're gonna draw two larger spikes on the side. Starting from this end, curve out and up on both sides. Now we're gonna do a hard turn coming down the side. Coming out and then down. And there's a slight curve to it coming downward. Now we're gonna come back in. We're gonna taper this line. Start by going up and then down. We're gonna continue these spikes along the side of the head. So from this point, we're gonna step out, do a longer curve going out and then down. We're gonna do that on both sides. Now again, we're gonna do a hard turn coming downward. Starting from left, we're gonna come out and then back in. Now we're gonna do a short curve coming up towards the head. Now from here, we're gonna work our way around the ears. From the left side, we're gonna go out, around the ear, and then down. Let's do a short curve coming up towards the ear. Now we're gonna go down again. Now we're gonna aim in towards the hands. Now let's pull this back up underneath the shoulder pad. Starting on the left, we're gonna curve up and then in. Now over on the left side, we're going to sweep the hair coming out towards the left. So let's start at the top here, come down and out in behind the arm. Now this is going to continue just underneath the hand. We're going to continue that curve going out. I'm going to taper that back up towards the hand, leaving a little bit of space. We're going to do one more spike. We're going to come down and then out. Now I'm going to make my way aiming towards the right side, curving up, in behind the leg. Now this is going to continue in between the arm and the belt, going up. We're aiming towards that point with a curve, and that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Raditz from Dragon Ball Z. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.